Okay, so the second section of chapter 6 is polynomials and linear functions. So before we begin, we can review how to factor polynomials using FOIL. So FOIL stands for first, outer, inner, last, and it's the order in which you multiply your terms in your binomials. So you multiply the first term, so 2x squared times, 2x, this is supposed to be 2x. 2x times 4x is 8x plus, and then multiply the outer terms. 4x times 4 is 16x. Inner plus 2x plus 3 is 6x. And the last terms. So it is 4 times 3, which is 12. And then you simplify. So 8x squared plus 22x plus 12. And that is your final answer. So that's how you FOIL. So this section is doing the same exact thing, but instead of with only 2 terms, you're doing it with 3 terms. So what you first want to do is you want to multiply 2 of the binomials. So any 2 that you wanted. So for this one, we did x plus 2 times x plus 3 using FOIL. So then you get x plus 1 times x squared plus 3x plus 2x plus 6. And then you simplify, so x plus 1 times x squared plus 5x plus 6. Then what you do is you distribute the last term in and then simplify. So what that means is you want to multiply x by every single term and then add it, because it's addition, to 1 times every single term. So this is how you would lay it out. So you distribute x into each term, simplify, then add it to 1 distributed to each term and added, and then you get x cubed plus 5x squared plus 6x plus x squared plus 5x plus 6. Simplified all the way to x cubed plus 6x squared plus 11x plus 6. So that is how you put multiple binomials into standard form. So next is writing a polynomial in factored form. So instead of going from this to this, you go from this to that. So our example here is 2x cubed plus 10x squared plus 12x. So what you first want to do is factor out the greatest common factor. So you want to see what you can take out from every single term that is in every single term. So in each of these terms, there's a 2, and there's also a 1x. So you can take out 2x and then multiply it by x squared, because you took out 2x. So it just becomes x squared plus 5x plus 6. And then you factor this out into that. Reversing FOIL the same way that we have learned. So next is finding zeros in a polynomial function. So to find the zero of a polynomial function, you need to set each binomial to 0. So for example, if you have y equals x minus 2 times x plus 6, you would set x minus 2 equals to 0, x plus 6 equals to 0, and then you solve for x. So you would do plus 2, and then you do it to the other side as well. So x equals 2, and then for this one you would minus 6, minus 6. So x equals negative 6. So writing a polynomial function from its zero. So this is the reverse, where you are given the zeros. So when given the zeros of a function, put into a binomial, flipping the positive and negative signs. So if you're given -2, 3, and 4, you put it into a binomial with x plus 2 because it's a negative, so you have to flip the signs, x minus 3 because this is positive, so you flip it, and x minus 4. And then you put it into factored form, as shown in the beginning of the chapter. And that is section 2.